today I'm going to talk about my experience with the Lander Pants. And the Lander Pants is a pattern by True Bias. And in my last video that I made, it was actually a fabric haul, and I talked about how I had some plans to make the Lander Pants, and I have made both pairs. So now I'm going to talk about them today. So the first time I tried the Lander Pants, I decided I wanted to make the shorts, especially since you used a little bit less fabric. I could kind of play around with the fitting and see if I needed to make any major alterations for the long pants. And I did that using this fabric that I got at the thrift store. Like I said, it was in my last video. And I made a size 10, I believe, in these shorts in my first try. And it worked out pretty well. I am a little bit smaller than the size 10 in the waist though, so I did end up sort of like making the darts a little bit bigger and like grading in a little bit, which the pattern actually says you're not supposed to do, since the waistband is made specifically to fit that waist size, but it's not like the waistband is curved or anything. So it honestly didn't really make a difference. So if you do make a size too big and it's, or at least for the waist, it's not like a huge deal if you need to cut off a little extra, because at least for me, it worked out pretty well. These do fit really well. These are like my new favorite pair of shorts now. They're very comfy. Also, this fabric, it's a relatively heavy twill, but it's like super soft. I don't know if it doesn't really seem to have much stretch to it though, so it doesn't feel like it has any kind of like lycra or spandex in it. So I don't know if that's just because of the weave or what, but yeah, I don't actually know the fiber content of these. I assume it's cotton, but I have absolutely no idea. So yeah, that first run was actually really good. So I was kind of a little bit concerned because I have seen a lot of people saying they had to make several different pairs of Lander Pants before they got the fit right. And you know, obviously everybody's body is different, so it varies from person to person. Those, I didn't really have to do much fitting other than like a few minor adjustments to like the crotch curve, which I always have to do. So it wasn't too bad. But also I feel like that fabric is really forgiving, so that really helped. The next pair I made were out of this like sage green colored fabric, and I really love these. I don't have any pants like this because they're obviously like pretty large at the hem. I don't know, I am used to wearing like skinny jeans, and then like the Morgan jeans that I made were like the most wide-legged pants I had at that time. So I'm definitely branching out, and one of my coworkers recently was like, wow, you're just like trying to bring back bell bottoms. And I was like, well, they're not really bell bottoms, they're straight legged. And I would know this because I cut the fabric out and it's perfectly straight. So, you know, I told him. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I really like how these turned out. This fabric that I used is also from the thrift store, but it's a bit of a stiffer material. It did not have that same, like, I don't know, just like flexibility to it as the other fabric does. And I got these buttons from Threadbare Fabrics, I believe. So whenever I decided I was going to make these, I knew that I wanted some brass buttons because I just thought it would look so nice with this sage green color. I went to Finch Sewing Studio, and like it's also a knitting studio, I think. And I was hoping that they would have the closet case hardware kits for like the Morgan jeans or whatever. And they only had one, and it was the copper, and I bought it obviously because I was like, oh, I'm sure the copper will look okay with it. But I wasn't as big a fan of this copper with this color as I thought I was gonna be, so I will just save these for another project. But yeah, it was yeah, I ended up buying 2 sets of hardware for these jeans, but I am sure I will use those for another dream project because I can always use another pair of jeans. I like literally only have 3 pairs of jeans. That's pretty much how I live my life, but it's fine. Yeah, so I definitely much prefer this. I'm really glad I didn't like go ahead and settle for the copper colored hardware, especially because I'd have like a bunch of leftover rivets and stuff. And then the lining is just like, this was a Archer shirt, I think. Yeah, definitely don't ever buy fabric just for pocket linings or whatever. You can definitely use your leftover scraps. So, yeah, other than that, the thread that I used is just some that I had from another project. The color of it is actually more of like a taupe color, but I think it works well with this. It doesn't really show up too much, although if you look closely you can tell that it's not the same color. But yeah, oh, in terms of sizing for these, I did a size 10 in the hips and then I graded to an 8 in the waist just so that it would be like perfect with regards to like having to make any alteration to like the darts or anything, so I just didn't have to worry about that. And I actually looked and I wasn't sure, like, because I was grading, I wasn't sure if I had to do a different pocket size or whatever, but I did just use the pockets for the size 10. I don't know if that's like something that they list somewhere, but I didn't see anything. But yeah, definitely the 10 worked out well, so. Other than that, I really like these. The only issue that I'm having so far is that the fabric is really stiff and I need to break it in. Yeah. I also added a little bit of length to them because I'm like 5'8", like 5'8" or 5'9", I'm not sure. I haven't measured myself in a while. But yeah, I'm on the taller side, so I needed to add a little bit of length. I just kind of like added as much length as I could. I thought that the fabric piece that I got that was this material, I thought that it was like 4 yards, but it was not. It was definitely 2 yards. So I'm really glad that I was able to manage to get this pair of pants out of it, and I do not think I would be able to get anything else totally out of that piece of fabric. I don't, unless it was like a really short mini skirt, but like I don't wear those anyway, so yeah, I was talking about possibly trying to make a Seamark Leonora out of this fabric or a Cleo from Tilly and the Buttons, but that's not gonna happen because there's not enough fabric. But I did pick up another cut of fabric at the same thrift store that I got this from, and it's like the same weight, but it is pink, and I'm just like, yes, all of my millennial pink dreams are coming true. Yeah, so that is my experience with the Lander pants. I really love these, how these turned out. The shorts are so comfy. The pants are a little bit less comfy because of the material. The fitting worked out really well. If you have issues like fitting your pants, definitely go to the Closet Case Patterns blog and look at the posts that they have on pants fitting, because that really helps me at least. And like until I actually go and finally make a sloper for myself for pants, I'm gonna have to like go through that process every time I make pants, so I'm trying to do that soon, but I do not know when I'll have the time to do that. Yeah, currently I'm going through the Design Your Wardrobe process again. If you have seen my video, you know that I wasn't like a huge fan of the first time that I went through, but I definitely have an open mind and like I know what to expect this time, so it's a little bit, I don't know, I can kind of go into it knowing what to expect, and it's a little bit easier this time. I was just like really inspired to do it after listening to the Love to Sew podcast episode with Sari, and I was like, yes, I need to do it this time and I need to follow through. So I am actually doing pretty well. I'm not completely on like the exact schedule just because that would be impossible, honestly. There's just like too much stuff to do in each day that I don't think it can happen. But like I'm getting ahead of myself. I do have another video planned for seam work. I have a few more thoughts, but I'm not going to get into that right now, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later.